like the weather's heating up again. Makes you wonder if we're gonna get back into that heat wave, I guess, temperature. Although in terms of, I guess, hot temperatures, there's been so much fire and stuff. Like this one says, wildfire evacuation alerts, anxiety continue in BC amid extremely dry, hot conditions. Apparently there have been multiple lightning strikes too that have caused the fire. I mean, that's not helping, right? And as well, this heat has apparently killed hundreds of people. It's kind of crazy. And just to show how insane it is, it says most homes in Lytton, BC destroyed by catastrophic fire, minister says. More than 1,000 people fled village and surrounding area, RCMP working to find those unaccounted for. Dozens of families forced to flee their homes as a catastrophic fire devastated a small village in BC's Fraser Canyon are now working to find loved ones scattered in the evacuations, while emergency officials urgently try to account for everybody in the community. More than 1,000 people living in and around Lytton, BC, northeast of Vancouver, were forced to leave with little notice Wednesday. They raced out of town as the smoke and flames virtually decimated the entire community in one of the most destructive fire. I guess people can't get a break. First it's all this pandemic stuff, and now is it gonna be weather stuff afterwards. And the other thing I read, which is kind of interesting, as we all know, Parrot recently announced their new ANAFI Ai drone coming out, and the assumption will be they should do pretty well, especially in markets that, say, ban China-made drones like DJI, for example. But here, what if the situation's reversed? This one says, a top European drone maker fears it may get blacklisted by China amid geopolitical tensions. The boss of French drone maker Parrot believes that China could blacklist his company in the same way that the US government blacklisted rival Chinese firm DJI. Henry Seydoux, the co-founder and CEO of Parrot, told CNBC that it may happen as he tweeted the company's new ANAFI Ai professional drone, which can be controlled over 4G. The Chinese embassy in London did not immediately respond to a CNBC request for comment, saying, quote, it's very difficult to sell drones in China. He mentions too, it's not just the drone hardware, it's also the software. It says the US government blacklisted DJI and dozens of other Chinese firms in December, increasing tensions between Beijing and Washington in the process. Seydoux said he thinks that DJI blacklisting has had some impact on Parrot's sales, but it's difficult to read because the market itself, probably due to COVID and also the market cycles, has decreased in the past year. Parrot's revenues dropped from 76 million euros in 2019 to 57 million euros in 2020. Seydoux says that DJI doesn't appear to have suffered from the US sanctions as much as Chinese tech giant Huawei has. I would say that was pretty much a given, isn't it? The fact that US government agencies want to ban things like DJI drones, that would be a reason why Parrot got things like those military contracts, which helped them immensely. So it'd be interesting to see if the situation is reversed afterwards, where when it comes to, like they say here in China, they'll say, well, they'll ban this. I guess an interesting way to think about it is with this geopolitical war they said, and in terms of consumer mindset, let's pretend DJI and Parrot, they release a drone like virtually the exact same functionality, exact same performance, pretty much the exact same price range. So the real only choice is, who would you actually buy in that case? Would you rather buy a DJI drone or would you rather buy a Parrot drone? Assume everything else is the same thing, customer support, etc., etc. So the only real difference is name brand. Would you actually choose one over the other just for things like, for example, privacy or something like that, or what you read in the media that gives you a certain perception of the company? Alright, see you guys later.